Hello, hello. So let's see here. It's funny actually lately that when I've streamed, there's not been too much viewers, which there used to be. Okay, let's see. I'll create one. How many? So, okay, let's see here. So, what are we doing today? Well, we are doing a little quick live stream here where I'm testing the current experimental version with some people from the Discord. So we can do a little hello, Lou Flu. Hi, hi. So we are just testing the experimental version, so hopefully with no bugs, so we can get it out to everybody, because there is a lot of optimizations actually in it, and also some new features. So yeah, let's see. Hello. It'll be fun when they're a Polish map like Gdansk. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but you have to create it or ask some modders and see if they want to create it. But typically the problem is that they need assets for it, because it takes a long time to do all the assets to, you know, buildings and stuff like that. So let me just fix my glasses here. So yeah. So that's typically the biggest problem. So if you can find a pack, an asset pack, or some models that can be made up as a city, then it's typically more likely that people will do it. Yeah, sure. Mod map. Yes, sure. Good one, please. So we can just. Let's see, can I do like, no, not that one, here. So we're just chatting here. So we at least two, we have Soak 02 and Glunt 21 that are joining, and everybody is welcome to join and help test. So basically we're just playing, there's no, but I have a few specific things that we need to test, but we'll take that when we get in. Let's see here. What I need to, here like that, and okay, let's see if it's public. No, it's not public, but we have a code here, so we can join. So let's see. Hello, the Soup Dragon. Hello, everything in one. I don't know why this. So let's see. Let's join in here. Hello, Max. Var du rigtig på Twitch, hva'? Oh, what? What? Okay, already here we have. Okay. What was that compound mod there? It froze up. Compound mod. Okay. Anyway, let's turn down. What? Hello. Okay, now my. Hello. Okay, now I cannot turn down the music. Hello. Perfect. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay, I'm having some...
Work, yeah. Let me actually turn down your stream.
Oh yeah. Shut mute the stream because else you will be it will be weird.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, it's very dark. Do you have no? Okay. Did your game also froze a bit when loading in, when on that compound, whatever mod it was? The compound mod is the
Yeah, I
cake
think it froze a bit, but nothing too major.
Okay. Yeah, but mine did just, I don't know if you saw it on stream, but mine got, all white and Windows said not responding. That's not usually happening.
I think I saw it once before, but it was not specific to that mod. Like, I think if just one mod like loads for quite some time and you just click, Windows just says not responding.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe it was because I clicked. Yeah, okay, it could be because I clicked the game. That could, of course, be it.
I think that's it.
Yeah, because I was switching back and forth between Discord and live stream and the game here, so. Okay, so just for the viewers, I guess have you tried this some of the latest experimental versions before?
Yes, actually. The firing system and also the flying modes.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty nice. But it's very hard to, because I think when this gets out, I think we have to do some tweaks because people will fly around like crazy, I think, and it's actually a little annoying because it's very hard to see each other, find each other when you're flying around like that. But anyway, we can actually test the first thing here because I made a setting so you as a host can now disable it. So if I fly up here, if you go into the host setting and then uncheck the fly mode. See, there I'm.
Fall down immediately,
yes,
right?
yes, exactly. I didn't do anything here. It was just I just fell down. So that's cool. And also for the viewers who haven't seen it, in the inventory, now when you hover over the mods, you can see some of the mod items. You can see the mod information to the right. So you can see the mod name and the creator and the mod rating. So so that's pretty cool. Something we also have been asked to do for a long time. We also have a brightness feature now in the graphics settings. It's not working super good, and I'm actually working on improving it by adjusting some more elements because it works a bit, but not really as it should. So I'm gonna work on that. But what we are basically gonna test here today is just basically playing and see that it doesn't crash or do anything weird in the console or something like that. That's basically it. And then the fly mode we just tested there. One thing also you should maybe, I don't know if you have noticed it, but the game should run better. It shouldn't do these FPS drops that it did before, totally random, or not randomly, but without you doing anything. So the FPS should be fairly smooth. Of course, depending on the map. This is a big map and, but if you look down, for instance, it should just be straight something.
Yeah, for me it's always straight 240.
Okay. But I'm also streaming and recording the camera, blah blah. So I have a lot of stuff going on here. But that's good. Okay. But let's set up some fire. Let's just fire something off and let's see that it's working.
Let me switch to nighttime again.
Yeah. So Amnesty is saying some people were saying they were very laggy cakes. So how are they made? My part of the issue. Yeah. Okay. So
I think those were the North Pirate ones.
So what are you saying? North? Ah. Okay.
And I think also the creator said like he's aware of it, but he doesn't currently know how to
Okay.
improve it.
Okay,
At least
okay,
that's
okay.
what I read like last time.
Okay. Maybe I should give him some help, maybe. And the good thing is now that it's very easy to see who created it. It's a creator called North Fireworks.
Yeah, but for him it was already in the item name.
Yeah. For him it was pretty easy. Let's see how they look, by the way. They
Look kind of
usually, well, they can perform bad in many ways, but they were easy to spawn. There was no kind of FPS drops in the spawning of them.
I think the ones where they have like a Z shape, those are somewhat difficult to spawn.
Okay. So the Soup Dragon, we are playing on the experimental version. So switch to that branch. 2026 3.4 it is. Which one can you...
I spawn like this.
Yeah, okay, I saw it. Yeah, I saw it.
Like it,
But
it lags
typically
twice,
these...
like once when you
Hmm?
do the placeholder, and once when you actually place it.
Yeah, but it's because it's actually creating it both in both cases. But usually it's because there is a lot of particle systems in there, and it just takes a while to instantiate them. Okay, looks pretty cool. How is the sound of the stream? The sound of the game, is that okay? And can you hear people here talking?
Yeah, like I have to stand fairly close to you. Like I cannot
Yeah.
stand on the other side near the church.
Yeah. Okay, it's a big cake.
Yeah. I think I just wanted to show the lagginess. Like,
Yeah, when it's spawned, yeah.
The more laggy.
But that's not specific to the experimental branch, so that's just a
No.
common thing, but... It looks pretty good. There is some performance thing now.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we get fly mode back? Whoa! Okay. What? What's happening? Hello? Okay, the stream froze. Hello? Okay. What? What? Did you guys also just froze completely?
Nope.
What?
No performance issues.
Everything was fine for you?
Yep. No issues.
Okay. I must say, I think there is something maybe also on my machine actually, because my I have some a beacon something to control the volumes and stuff, and that's also like not really working. So something is not good on my machine. But good, you don't have any problems. Then it's not a problem with the game. It was just when it ended, it made the final thing. Mine just froze completely, and I guess the stream also stopped. I don't know if it's actually running
I saw on
anymore.
stream that you had like 0.1 FPS.
Yeah, it just froze completely, my computer. Crazy. Okay, anyway. But as long as you don't have it, then it can just be something on my machine. So just fire something off, guys. Let's see how it works. It was actually, I was just saying to you, can we get fly mode back? And then it was just like gone. And for the ones of you, I don't know if you've tried this version before, but there's a fly mode now. So you can fly around. Gives a totally new perspective on the fireworks. Are you still here, Amnesty? Did you try the fly mode yet? Yeah, Bear, so it's annoying that people are flying around, you know, but you just get so much... yeah, I don't know. It just looks so super cool. And I made it in a way so the mouse is smooth and the movement is much smoother than when you move normally. So you can do these cinematic shots here. So let's see if they fire something off. And they can see me. I'm not like no clipping, so I cannot go through things. See, I cannot go through things. But and they can also see me. Not very good when it's this dark, but he's flying there too. Okay, there's something on my machine.
The ghost.
Hello.
Hello, Mania. How's it going?
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It just seeing the fireworks from above just looks so great.
Oh yeah, exactly. I did it.
Okay, cool. Coin ball, just go ahead. I like that idea somebody had in the Discord channel where you launching a drone to view it instead of a character flying. Yeah, exactly. I think also right now I just made it as the character. But, well, we have multiple options. We can either keep it as is here, because this kind of makes sense where if you want to move, you know, yourself fast somewhere. So we could leave it in here and then have another drone mode where you fly more like a drone, with drone controls, like you can do these drone movements, because it is kind of cool to fly, you know. So if you had a drone thingy, oh, okay, if I didn't fall into the trees, but so we could have an external drone that you kind of place, and then your character stays in the same place, and then just controls the drone, and you will of course see it from the drone's point of view. But we could also do another thing where the player was, you know, when you went into the fly mode, you just switched to become a drone. Yes, it's not realistic. Flying people is not realistic either. But that would solve, you know, both problem. You would have the drone mode feeling thing. We could put some small lights on so you can also better see people. Because right now it's very hard to see people flying around. And you could have that little drone sound, so when you get close to people you could hear this thingy. That would be kind of nice. So yeah, we need to somehow get this into a drone kind of setup thingy. But yeah, okay, maybe don't pay too much attention to my FPS, because I think that new software I'm streaming with is not very nice with my CPU or something. Oh, that blue one looks cool. Okay, so it's just not just me. But okay, I'm also flying up here, so I'm seeing the entire map while looking at the fireworks too. So I'm not helping here either. I'm updating to experimental. Cool. But yeah, Berto, we need to find out some drone stuff. Keltos are already. Yeah, well, many said it, but you know, the drone guy for sure said it. Cool, cornball. Hello. So any red arrows or anything in the console?
No, for me nothing. Just
No.
a warning that
Yeah.
particle system observer on fire top.
Yeah. And that's exactly actually how I fixed that. There was a memory issue in the last one, and that was specific, not because of this one, but this problem that somebody put the max pad particles up way too high. So, but 20,000 is not that high. But one guy set it to like the max of an integer, which is 2 billion or something like that. And he did it, and it was like that on all the particle effects in that one. So yeah, that's a lot. And because they made some optimization to kind of pre-allocate some stuff, I made an array of that max size, which was out of memory when it was that huge. So
Yeah, I can imagine that gets out of hand fairly quickly.
yes. So now I'm kind of clamping it to 10,000. But that's fine. Should be fine. So all in all, it's working pretty good. That red arrow in the beginning of that local object, that's not experimental. It's something with this map here. That needs to be fixed, but where am I, by the way? Oh yeah, there's also a new thing. Okay, I cannot change that. Oh yeah, there's also another feature, but it's kind of hard. Oh, where did he go? Okay, he's up there. Okay. Anyway, so there's another feature that I cannot show right now. Or I can, but just stay. I'll try. Okay, let me just quickly go out here and just to test and show another new feature, which is actually a big deal. I don't know if you're still here, Amnesty, but the game is now saving. Just take this one, and then let's say we take the Dutch collections here, for instance. No, let's take Dutch one and again to one. So we have these two different collections here. So the game will now, in a blueprint, save what mods are used in that one. So if we let me just, now it's very light. So if we, for instance, take this cake. So we take one from this Argento one. Okay, so in this session I have two mods loaded, or two mods loaded. Now I'm spawning an item from one of them, and then I'm saving that as a blueprint. And then let me show you here. If you are into the more technical things, let's see here. Oh, okay. So so this is the blueprint inside the blueprint. You cannot see it in game. You can see the effect of it, but you cannot see this information in the game yet. But as you can see here, it's now saved in the blueprint that the mod with this ID and this name is used in this blueprint. So, and if I then take one from one of the other, from the Gento here, and then I save that one. So now we have two items in this blueprint, and we can go out here, and now we can see that there are two mods used in this blueprint. So, and then we can load it up again. All good, works fine, just totally normal as we normally would. So, with that information, I can now, if I now, let's say I don't take this mod. So now I only have the Dutch mod and not the Argento mod here. So then I go in again, and then I try to load the mod now. What will happen, hopefully, is that it will tell me that missing mods. Some items in this blueprint could not be loaded because the following mods may not be active. And then it says you're missing this Amnesty Argento collection 1, and it have this ID. So now you can much better see. I have another one here I can show, which have a lot of here, a little more at least. Okay, this one, not that one. This one. So here you can see I'm missing these four mods. So of course, ideally you can click a button and then it would be activated next time, blah blah blah, something like that. But I can do that maybe in another way in the future. But anyway, now that the information is there. So so now you actually get more information about what this mod or what this blueprint is actually needing to run. And then of course a lot of warnings, but that's because these things are missing in the blueprint and therefore it cannot spawn them. So let's try and join in again and let's see if everything is fine. Oh, what was the code? It was right here. Can I? Oh, damn it. Let's try and join again. And let's see. Now the sound is make the music a little louder. Yep, like that. Okay. Hello, Kildosan. Oh, I just showed the blueprint thing. I don't know if you saw that, but I just showed how that works. And now I'm just joining into the game again. Let's see. Wild German has appeared. Exactly. Okay, there's something weird. I don't know if it's the game or if it's the streaming software I'm using now, but something is not working super well. Okay, now it's okay again. Maybe it could also just be my beacon thingy. Oh, he don't. Okay, he don't have the auto despawn on. Okay. It's gonna be pressure. Okay. Why don't I have any sounds? What? There's a lot of stuff. What? Okay, there is sound in the game, but this one didn't say anything. Can you hear me? Okay, now there's sound. Okay, it was just like somebody fired something off over here. I couldn't hear that. That was weird.
I was on the other side of the map and I heard it.
Yo,
Hello, Happy Cake.
what's up?
So clear paint. You could hear the one over here behind this one when it went off. This one. Okay. Maybe it was because I was joining and it was firing off while I was joining. Maybe.
Could be.
Shouldn't be a problem, but it could be. I can hear this one too. Yeah.
Whoa.
So, but are you saying that? So is auto despawn on or off?
So auto despawn is on
Okay.
now. I think I turned it on a minute or so after you left.
Okay. I think it only works going forward. So if you want to clean up, you need to clean up, in the host menu,
That's what I
and
thought as well.
yeah, it's only working going forward.
Loud.
That was loud.
No big issue.
Yeah, well, there's some of the firecrackers.
I'm dying, help. Oh yeah.
Just igniting one.
Oh my god. Another one.
Okay, I will try and do a little fly around. See you.
Okay, bye.
Oh, okay. But okay, I think the game lags a little more than I would expect, but I think it's because I haven't streamed actually playing the game before, and especially not with this new Melt Studio software that I'm using. That seems to be maybe not the most optimized. By the way, Kildus, we just talked about, Berto mentioned that we need a drone mode instead of fly mode, but now we have fly mode now. But the question is if we should change the player to a drone when entering drone mode, or we should have an external drone. Because one of the benefits of changing the player is that you can also use it to move yourself around. Yeah, and the problem was having the problem with having the person stand on. Let's see if I can do like this. The problem with having the player stand, be standing somewhere and controlling a drone would be that your ears would be at the drone, I guess, or at the player, but not both. So if you are talking to somebody, where should that sound come from? From the drone's position or from your position? I know in real life it would be your player position, but okay, the drone. But it could also be fun to have the drone, you know, fly around and then talk with people. Yeah. Yeah, but to spawn it and make people enter the drone. Yeah, but it would be easier just to change the player to a drone when you're entering drone mode, really. Because spawning the drone and entering it, then the drone wouldn't be a thing in the inventory as such. It would be kind of a tool, I guess. It's something you control. Oh yeah, of course. But cars is a different thing, because that's something you can... Yeah. We could also scale down the player and place the player sitting on top of the drone. Like a little figure. Have a button for teleporting your player to the location of the drone. The problem with that, if only it was possible, multiple audio channels so that you could hear the fireworks from the drone and voice control from the player. Yeah, and that is exactly the problem, because you can only listen from one place. You can maybe do it from two places, but Unity don't like that. It, at least in the edit side, complains a lot when you do that. Quite fast. Or the player could be suspended under the drone with a rope. Yeah, that's it. But then it's kind of a chopper. Okay, Cornball, you're a happy cake. Okay. The audio could switch like putting on headphones. One of the problem, Keldus, are actually with that. with that where you're listening from, and also to you, Berto. Remember the first version of the M mode, you know, the far away mode. At first, I was taking the sound with the camera. So when you were far away, the sound was from the point of view of the camera, far away. The problem with that was that then somebody could be standing next to you and talking to you, and you couldn't hear it. And we actually had that happen when we did some test sessions back then. So that was kind of a problem, because it made sense that the sound came from the camera's point of view, but it was a problem because you couldn't talk back to people and you couldn't hear people that were standing right next to your actual character in the game. So that was weird, you know, you were talking to somebody, they wasn't responding, and that was because they were kind of far away. Drone-wise, you could put goggles on people so you could see it, or some icon so people could see that it was a drone, but I cannot do that in a nice way with all these custom characters and stuff like that. So, on a button when you are in drone mode. That's why it makes sense to have it on a button when you are in drone mode. You could switch between character and drone. Yeah, that could be done like that. And then basically you could also, and the place you were listening from, or you were actually at, was also the place that you were speaking. And then we could have a little effect. So when you were on the drone speaking, it was like being from a small speaker sound, like. That would be kind of fun. But it's also, remember all these settings and these switches, they have to make sense for people. You know, they should be kind of easy to use, you know. Yeah, speaking would make sense for both. Yeah, agree.
Is it the yellow and green one?
And that could also, that is, I think that's actually fairly easy to do. I think. Okay, let's go to him instead. So now we have been going on for a while. Oh yeah, we can't see the uptime in game still. Damn it, we can in the overview. Anyway, so any FPS drops or anything?
Minutes, so no FPS drops apart from like the ones when spawning those specific items.
Yeah. But no general, because also mine FPS is also like, it's pretty good. It of course depends on where you are on the map and what's going on, blah blah blah. But
sure.
But that FPS drop that we have seen or see sometimes, I still think that it's related to maybe only one, but at least a few modded fireworks or modded things, because people have been hosting games for 7-8 hours with no problem, and then others for 30 minutes, and then they have problems. So, and it's even the same people, so it is something with the mods.
I've never seen that like random FPS drop before even.
Okay, yeah, but it's something that happens over time, where it just goes down. Even if you clear everything, it just slightly goes down. But let's see. I have done some optimizations to try and fix some of it, and I have fixed the one that happened, you know, every few seconds.
I
But
had
let's
an
see.
FPS drop and I didn't hear any fireworks.
Yeah, you're the host, so maybe if somebody spawned one of these cakes on the other side of the city, you will spawn it, so you will get that.
All right. Yeah.
That FPS drop, because you're the host. I'm not the host, so I cannot see it. So I'm not getting it.
Just saw a sudden dip in my 1% lows.
Yeah. Yeah, but that can happen if because you're the host, so you spawn everything. Even though you don't see it here, you actually spawn everything on your end. So, but clients only get stuff that is either static, ignited, or fairly close to them to optimize network stuff. Okay. Cool.
You also made some sound optimizations fairly recently, right?
Yes, I also made some sound things. So first of all, I did something so the game loads mods faster. But it also and by doing that, I lowered the amount of sounds, but then changed some other stuff. So now it should be better, and you shouldn't be missing these. Yeah, sometimes you were missing. If there was 3 explosions, you were missing maybe one of them. That should be.
Like, what I just had is I was shooting some stuff over here, and then someone else was shooting like some off in the distance. And those in the distance would like cut out mid audio file essentially. You would only hear the start, and then it would just stop. And when I got closer to those effects, it would play the full sound. But when I went further back again near my own fireworks, it was like I could only hear like the whistle going up and then suddenly stopped. Instead of the full howl, it was like only the first part.
Okay, there still is, of course, there are some limitations, and you don't know which one it was.
Which firework?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it. I think it was a bunch of these.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Let's not put it upside down. And I went a lot further back. I think it was this. And there it was.
Okay, I have a hard time hearing what is what.
It doesn't happen now. I think it might be because it's fairly long sound maybe.
Yeah, it is, and it is reusing some of it. So I am trying to find that middle ground where it works in most cases, but still also don't fill up the memory and the loading time. Now I can't. I played so many times with that audio system, so I can't even remember what I did last. What was it I changed? I've changed 2 things. Yeah, okay, I changed them on the
Because I think when you posted on experimental that there was some improvement to sound, I definitely noticed like different behavior when, for instance, doing like those big shells which has like sub shells which explode multiple times. I could notice a difference there, but I can't remember exactly.
There was specific one funga. This one, Fermata, whatever. This one. That was a problem. You couldn't hear all the sounds. But I think that is fixed now. But right now I cannot remember what it was that I did with that actually. Oh yeah, I changed, yeah. Okay, now it's hard to hear. But to me, that sounds and looks,
It sounds just fine.
yeah.
But I don't quite hear like the exact amount of bangs as shots going up, but that's
No,
probably
but
due
it's
to, like,
also,
some of them
you wouldn't that
exploding
in
at the
real
same time.
life, you wouldn't hear,
Exactly.
if they're going on top of each other, you wouldn't hear it anyway. But before there was clearly something where you could see the flash, but there was no sound.
Yeah, wait, let me find the shell that I tested yesterday that had something similar.
Which shells are you
But
looking
it is reusing sound, so if a lot of the same sound goes off after each other, it will stop some of the first ones and then reuse that and replay that one. So so if it's very long sounds, you might be able to hear it. But the idea is that if so many things are going off in at the same time, you can't hear it anyway.
This effect. Like if you had only a few of these. Then it would already like start to be a problem.
Don't like it yet.
Yeah, kind of.
I don't know, like, but it seems off, like the timing of the audio, but that might be mod specific.
Yeah, can you try and do it again?
Just do the full rack of 5.
What if can you try and just dump one in the street here? So we have it closer.
Let's see, let's see. It's kind of delayed, yeah.
It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a bit delayed.
I mean,
Yeah,
it
well,
depends,
the-
like some of them explode under the map.
Well, the
Yeah,
sounds
some
are
do.
played delayed. So depending on how far you are, the sounds are played, delayed, realistically delayed. So that's part of the system.
Yeah, yeah.
Here you go. This one's my favourite. These are all 5 inches.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, nice,
I
nice.
think these items sound less delayed than the one I just shot.
Unless the modder put in some delay on his own, it should be the same.
Oh, this one's gonna be cool.
Can you try clear paint? Can you try and fire these off again? I just want to go far away and see if the delay is still there.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'll see, we'll see.
Yeah, I'll just fly away quickly and see it on a distance.
If only we had some sort of
I know.
system to fire remotely.
Yeah, we have to talk with the developer to get that.
Sorry, you're a little.
Such a lazy dude. Okay, I'll just fly away and see it on distance. I just want to see if it's... Because I didn't think the delay was... There was a lot of delay. Because the problem with having multiple is that they kind of go over each other, so I cannot see which one is actually playing sound. So just fire one
I mean,
off,
it's
one
fairly-
off.
That's true.
Yeah,
Just
well,
the
no.
Peony one instead of this.
That was delayed. Yes. Okay, perfect. Okay. The system works. It plays delayed, so there shouldn't be any. I haven't changed anything with that, so I was also it should work. The reason it doesn't feel like much delay here is because we are so close. That's why. If you fly away, then you will see it.
And that shell specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because I'm using the realistic sound speed. I can't remember the speed, but this sound speed.
This.
It's 300 meters a second or something, whatever.
Yeah. So, but if the distance but I have changed something actually. So it could be that there was a bug in the position where it actually plays the sound had an impact. So if it plays it the wrong place, of course the distance will also be off. But I don't think that's the problem. It seems fine, I think. And the stuff you said before with these sounds not being played, it could be some internal priority thing that we are closer to the other sound, so it up prioritizes that. But then again, not, because it was so many sounds were not playing. So yeah. But I just pushed it today. So if you can test it over the next few days and then get back into the experimental and see if you notice anything strange, because for me it's very hard for me to test these things, because I'm sitting in it all the time, changing and tweaking things, changing millions of things. So now it sounds a bit different. I don't know it, but notice it. Where you guys, you just see it, the final result, and then you in your head compare it with the previous version. So it's easy for you to spot these minor things that are changed, if they are changed. But it should work. But I have changed something with the sound, so it could have had an impact.
And I think at that moment I noticed some difference, but I think I wouldn't say it was necessarily an improvement, just different.
Yeah.
Like no better and no worse, but just different.
Not in this version, but in the version before that, right? Or what?
Yeah, I think. Let me check if I can find the message. It might even be one of the versions before the firing system.
Experimental ones, or?
Yeah, the experimental ones.
So we have back from 2.3, we have, 8th of March, we had, 4th of March. That was the first one.
Yeah, I think it was that one. Like after that, it changed.
Yeah, and that I can also see, because I see in the logs here that I changed some settings related to the amount of frames between the same sound being played. Yeah, and that was exactly to fix that problem where there was maybe 3 explosions and you only heard 2 of them, because the system was set up to wait X amount of frames before it would play the same sound again, to avoid playing, tens of the same sound in the same frame, because you cannot hear that anyway. The system will still need to handle it, but you as a player cannot hear it anyway.
The start time is all the same then for all of the sounds.
Sorry, what?
Like you cannot hear the difference, because then it would only be like louder, because the same sound is just played twice in the same frame.
Exactly. Yeah, or 10 times in the same frame, or 20 times in the same frame. And of course you can hear it a little difference, maybe, because it will be kind of what is it called, distorted or something like that. But it's not you can't really hear it when you get more than like 2 or 3 in the same frame. So that is, there are some settings for that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that will change, but it should actually change to the better because it should actually play more sounds than it used to. Or it should play more sounds closer to each other than it used to. There's goes
I think I
Superman.
noticed that as well, but I think there was indeed like some delay issue thing. I can't pinpoint it exactly, but it sounded off.
Mm.
And I think it was just the setup was like just me shooting some shells with like multiple explosions.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is again that's why I need you guys to give feedback, because you are used to play, used to fire off typically the same stuff, so you notice that difference.
Yeah.
I think so. But anyway, thank you for help testing, and we didn't find any major bugs, so that's good.
No, no crashes, no red warnings.
No, it was only me, my machine that was
awesome.
frozen, but I think that's due to the live stream and due to that Melt Studio thing. And in the console, you don't have any major red. There is this fail to create object locally.
If since starting the session, no, I occasionally get like some red warnings, like unable to refresh mod profile as it's null. Like
You get that in
starting the session.
Yeah, before starting the session.
Started, I only get.
Yeah.
Let me check. Yeah. It's just like finish checking for updates for 15 mods, and then it's the last time it said that, and then loading the scene, and then it doesn't appear. But for me now, it's like my log starts with. Is this correct? Yeah. First the warning, the reference script on this behavior, game object null is missing.
Yeah.
And an error, a scripted object, script not yet loaded, has a different serialization layout when loading, read 52 bytes but expected. Okay, a lot. And
yeah, but
a few times, but with different byte amounts.
Yeah, but I think that's some specific mods that have some kind of issue, I think.
I think I thought there's like a bunch, and I tried to play without mods, and then it also occurred. But this error popped up before even starting a session.
Weird.
Yeah, okay, that's...
Like it gave those errors and then sign into Steam.
Okay. Yeah, okay, wait. Okay.
But the time is still like 1 second before the Steam sign in.
Yeah, it's some red now, some with some... Yeah, okay, but that's... I know that. But that's... you get that every time. We all get that every time. It's something with the Mod.io SDK, which is also under due to actually update soon.
Yes.
It's the workshop stuff. It's very, very old, and I need to upgrade. And there are some scripts that are not included in the build, and that's why we get these red errors at every startup. So that's... I know that, and it's been there for... Yeah, years actually. But it is under the due to fix soon.
Yeah, I often also have that.
Yeah, exactly.
I have like 500 mods installed.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter how many mods you've installed. It's something that happens when it loads up the menu, no matter how many mods you have installed. It's the UI actually. It's the when you're browsing the mods, it's that one that have some issues. But I'm gonna upgrade that at some point. So okay, but cool. I will.
Like warning, not related. What I haven't seen before is something with the netcode. Netcode deferred on spawn. Messages were received for trigger of type network transform message associated with some ID, but the network object was not received within timeout period of 10 seconds.
Yeah. How many? Do you have a lot of these?
3 in a row.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah,
I can send you the whole log if you want.
Yeah, if you can share that if you can take the player log and put it into to the experimental, that would be very good, because then I can have a look at it later. But it sounds like the classic errors we have. The one you just have there, I think, is either a netcode issue or something I'm doing wrong somewhere. But let's see. But if you can share the player log in the experimental branch, that would be super cool. Or you can also just DM it to me. That's fine. That's up to you. But really, there shouldn't be any.
I think it should be fine. Do I need to like delete some stuff with relations to Steam? Like,
Yeah, I was just thinking about it. You can actually see your Steam ID. I don't know what you need. So you can see that anyway. You can find that anyway, actually, on Steam. But it's up to you. Just DM it to me. That's fine.
Cool. Well, I'll do that.
Cool. But now I will leave and make some dinner.
Yeah, me too.
Yep. Thank you
See
for
you
the
guys.
stream,
Thank
and
you.
I really appreciate it. And bye,
Yeah, I
bye.
enjoyed it.
Bye bye, and thank you for helping out.
My favorite game.
Let's
Yeah, no
just
worries.
see.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Soak02, Clear Paint, and Happy Cake. There was one more, right? Was there one more, maybe? No.
I think some of them left.
Yeah, okay. No
Yeah,
problem.
probably.
No problem. No problem. Yeah, see you guys. And thank you once again.
See ya.
Bye
See you
bye.
soon.
Bye. Great. Okay. So that was a little test here. It went pretty fine. The problems I had was, I think, with my machine, and not so much with the game itself, because my entire machine froze and my beacon and the stream froze. Everything was weird. So yeah. So thank you, Cornball, for helping out, and the rest of you. I don't know what you were called in here, but cool. But I'm out. Have a nice weekend, and see you in the next one. Bye.